I have come up with the top 5 teams folks are sleeping on. And when I say folks are sleeping on, I'm not talking about a team that went 6-10 or 6-11, pardon me, last year, 5-12 last year, okay? And that's going to come out of nowhere and make the playoffs and surprise you. I'm talking about teams that can do some considerable damage. Okay.
And they're being slept on.
That are not being talked about enough.
Okay.
People, because we're focused on too many other teams. So, Jay Felly,
yes, sir.
I need some of NFL Film's finest.
Hit it. You got it.
All right, we ready for this? Here we go. All right. Top 5 teams that we're all sleeping on. Put up number 5, Mike Hoskins, because I'm trying to find a list here in front of me. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers, everyone. It is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Look who's up on the screen. Who's that? Who's that, Chris?
Third string quarterback. My man Kenny Pickett, who should have been a top 5 pick.
I know that.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't, and you still owe T.J. Jefferson money for that.
I got money.
Look,
do you want
the Pittsburgh Steelers, we are too focused on everybody else in the AFC North. And meanwhile, the Pittsburgh Steelers are sitting down at the bottom of this list at number 5. Kenny Pickett, is he going to start or not? It looks like it could be Mitchell Trubisky, but I'm talking about year 2 of Najee Harris. What is this kid going to look like in year 2 with his feet completely wet and ready to go? Minkah Fitzpatrick is now playing with heavy pockets just like TJ Watt did last year. Okay? You got your guy Cam Hayward sitting right there on that defensive line as well. Everybody's sleeping on him. Nobody's talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers because we're talking about, more importantly, 2 other teams in the AFC North with the Ravens and what's going on with Lamar Jackson, and then clearly everything going on with the Cleveland Browns. So that's number 5 on my list. Number 4 is a team that used to be in the running every single year in the NFC South because they had a Hall of Fame quarterback. And last year, the quarterback was a major problem. And now their coach, who has been with that team attached at the hip with that Hall of Fame quarterback for all those years, he is now on the set of Fox. And Jameis Winston's coming back from a knee injury, and everyone's wondering what he's going to look like. But guess what? The New Orleans Saints still have that defense. And I told everybody last year, this is a defensive team dressed up in offensive guru clothing. Now, the offensive guru is, again, sitting on the set of Fox for this year. I think Sean Payton will be back on the sideline at this very point 1 year from now.
I think so.
But Michael Thomas is coming back, everybody. That's another thing we're sleeping on. You're sleeping on this guy because we haven't seen him in a year. And he's coming back, and we're assuming Alvin Kamara is going to be available to this team. And the defense has not changed. I like this team. Nobody's talking about the New Orleans Saints because Tom Brady's back, so on and so forth. I think the Saints are a playoff team. What do you think about them apples?
Wow, I think you're wrong.
Yeah,
How do you think about them apples? I know you might disagree with me, but nobody's talking about the Saints.
Yeah, the thing about Mike Rich, you can't guard him.
You can't guard him. Number 3 on this list is a team that I've been talking about. I think I'm the only one talking about him. Everybody's talking about Kansas City because why not? It's Patrick Mahomes. He's very popular. Henry Winkler loves him.
He's very good.
He wants to give him a chicken dish with ricotta cheese and a nice reduction. Exactly. Everybody's talking about why Tyreek Hill's left and what are the Chiefs going to do. Justin Herbert is atop many people's MVP lists for the upcoming season.
I want him in fantasy so bad.
They added J.C. Jackson. They added one of the best players on defense of the last several years as well. To add to Joey Bosa on that line. Khalil Mack is now going to be wearing powder blue here in Los Angeles.
That's crazy.
And then Denver.
Not about that.
Denver got Russ. Denver got Russ. Russ is going to cook in Denver. Denver was always that team on the last several years. They had so many great young offensive weapons. Just need the quarterback. And they got Randy Gregory.
And they got Sierra.
Everybody keeps sleeping on the Las Vegas Raiders, except me. I'll be fine with that.
That's your team.
Okay.
I mean, you think they're winning the Super Bowl?
I'm not thinking they're winning the Super Bowl. I'm saying they're winning this division. Everybody, you keep sleeping on the silver and black. I'll be fine with that.
Hey,
I've made my point the last few weeks on this. I don't need to belabor it any longer. But the number 2 team on this list is a team nobody is talking about at all.
the Dallas Cowboys.
And that's the reason why my team isn't being talked about. This number 2 team is not being talked about. Your Cowboys. That's why.
I just said that as a joke. I didn't know you meant it.
No.
No, they're not.
Nobody's talking about the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC East because nobody believes in Jalen Hurts. They added A.J. Brown. Miles Sanders, you see he said that they have like an all-star team. Did you see that? They feel like they're an all-star team. And I saw that and I thought to myself, oh, God,
That
that's
work
like
for
Vince Young,
yeah,
Dream Team. Don't do
Ha-ha.
it. Dream Team.
Dream team.
No, don't do it, Miles. Bad news.
Too late.
Let's just keep everybody asleep on you. And the top rushing offense from last year, mostly than not. Also, you've got a defense that added not 1 but 2 Georgia Bulldogs. 2. Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean. Did you see what they looked like last year when they were healthy? Here they come. Fletcher Cox is still there. The offensive line is mostly intact, huh? Right? I like them, folks. They got the Heisman Trophy winner from 2 years ago.
You like the quarterback?
I dig the quarterback, and I think Jalen Hurts is going to improve. He's going to be better, and he has, as he said when we interviewed him before he was drafted, he used a line that's everywhere now. He says he has a dog in him. Nobody's talking about the Eagles, folks. And this team, number 1 on my list of folks who are not talking about this team. This is number 1 for sure. In my mind. And nobody's talking about them because of who they always used to be.
Yes. Come on, Rich. Say it.
Who they always used to be.
Say it.
But what they used to be, they are not anymore. Because they've got a cigar smoking, ring finger pointing, big time quarterback who's only going to get better. And his problem, his problem about not being protected last year, and the team made the Super Bowl anyway and had a chance to win it and led the Super Bowl in the 4th quarter. And the problem was protecting Joe Burrow, and they went and hit the hell out of that problem.
They sure did.
In free agency. And then drafted smartly again. Nobody's talking about the defending AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals. If this were the Chiefs who lost the Super Bowl, if this were the Bills who lost the Super Bowl, if this were name another team that lost the Super Bowl and almost had a chance to win the Super Bowl and had a spectacular young quarterback who's done nothing but prove he's a winner everywhere he's ever been, and have a glaring weakness that they smartly and rightly fixed, and have a young head coach who knows how to put it together, and they re-sign that guy too. Name me another team in that situation, and they would be talked about every single day when the conversation about who might win that conference coming up next time. But no, the Cincinnati Bengals are still the Bengals, or the Bungles from yesteryear, and that is not the case anymore. The number 1 team that folks are sleeping on talking about are your defending AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals, who are just going to take that and probably jam it down your throat more often than not in 2022.
Take that for data.
Take that for data. Run, tell that.
Man, I really thought you were talking about the Patriots.
I'm not talking about the Patriots, man. People are talking about the Patriots. They are.
Are they?
They always do, because it's Belichick, and eventually we'll get around to it. Talking about the Dolphins maybe more than the Patriots.
Dolphins more for sure.
That's true. The Dolphins we're talking about more than the Bengals. We're talking about the Ravens about more than the Bengals. We're talking about every other team in the division minus the Steelers. Well, I guess so, half the division. We're talking about the Bills more. We're talking about every team in the AFC West more. Even the Raiders get talked about more because Devontae Adams is where he is. They got Jamar Chase in year 2. What the hell's that going to look like? Scary.
scary.
If the Bengals come back healthy, we'll be talking about them. But right now, you're not. And we are on the Rich Eisen Show. We're not talking about the Eagles because you're Cowboys. The Giants, Washington Commanders, they got a new name. They got a new quarterback. They got Terry McLaurin paid. They got a defensive coordinator who's now going to rename his blitz scheme an insurrection. We're talking about that more. We're talking about dust-ups more than what the Philadelphia Eagles can do. That's my closed book.